Hey guys, I'm Greg. This is Stephanie. This is our podcast, Living in Key West. We're both real estate agents here in the beautiful Florida Keys. So if you're looking to buy or sell, reach out to us. We'll help you out. Please and thank you. Stephanie.
Yes.
I feel like I haven't seen you in years. What's up?
What is up? Well, we just had lunch at Geiger. Is it Geiger Marina?
It's something different. Like Geiger. I had RV in my head, so.
Garvey.
I think it's like, well, I don't know.
Is it Geiger Key
Just type
Marina?
in Geiger Key Fishery or something like that.
But it was really cute. We hadn't been out there before. It's a little bit of a hike for us, just a little
From
bit.
Key West.
It's just past Boca Chica.
Yeah. It's on Boca Chica, off of Boca Chica Road.
Yeah. So it's, or just past the naval station, I guess, coming north from Key West. But, yeah, it's really cute. It kind of reminds me of Hogfish a little bit, but smaller and much more sort of tucked back. It feels more
Our
like
Hogfish is kind of tucked back too on Stock Island.
That's true.
But I think it has a different feeling because Stock
does.
Island is Geiger. The Geiger Key place is on Geiger Key, which is a little bit smaller, and it's like that's almost all you'd be going back there for, unless you live back there on the island.
Yeah.
There's also like an little RV park back there.
It just felt a little more
secluded.
like local, kind of, where at Geiger Key versus Hogfish is a mix, but there's a lot of tourists there. But
very dog friendly.
Very dog friendly. We took the girls; they had fun, and the food was good. We had shrimp, like cold peel and eat shrimp, and fries, and both were very yummy. And and they have the RV. It's like a very small little like RV camp ground
so
or
we
whatever.
Can see, maybe it's bigger on the other side. I don't know.
Yeah. But it looked really nice, and it's a great location. The water is really beautiful there. It was very clear, so I didn't even realize that was back there, but that's a nice little place. Probably cheaper than Leo's, if you were picking.
Yeah, the RV.
Yeah, if you were camping or whatever. So, yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Interesting little
spot
spot if you want to eat on the water. A little more quiet than like Hogfish.
Yeah, I think you can rent kayaks there too.
Yeah.
And,
Look like you can rent kayaks. You can boat right up.
Yeah.
There were several people that left on their boats after we got there. There's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 boats of people that finished their lunch and got on their boat and motored away. Yeah, they were probably Lobster and came in to eat lunch and went back out because it's the first day of
regular
Lobster season. Right. So you guys did
mini season was not this past Thursday and Friday, but the
Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday before that. So the end of July, last Wednesday and Thursday of July.
So we talked about it briefly about lobstering on our last podcast, but I think you should update.
Well, we talked about doing it.
Yeah. Doing like the process of lobstering.
So where we went, which is out off content, it was the murkiest I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
It was, you had, and this may be generous, a foot of visibility and 6 feet of water. So you literally, it made it much more difficult. So it's possible there's a lot of lobster out there right now, if it's cleared up. I don't know if it has or not. I've been back out, but I did hear reports of people that went out off Key West. They did better because the water was clearer. But man, off content where there's thousands of boats, it was slim pickings, man. It was tough. I mean, we still did okay. Yeah. We had enough to eat for sure, but it's tough, man, when it's in 6 feet of water, which sounds silly because, I mean, if I stood up, top of my head's still out of the water, but there's zero visibility. So if you found a hole and you popped your head, it didn't even really matter because once you came up to the surface, you lost the hole because you couldn't see. Yeah. You could not see a diver that went down. You could only see like if they had like brighter fins or something.
It's crazy.
Which is insane because that area is usually pretty dang clear. Yeah. And it wasn't.
Yeah. So
made for
in all the 30-something years that you've been diving, that was definitely the worst conditions in terms of visibility.
The worst overall conditions that I've done. Visibility, weather, because it was windy. Yeah. There was always a storm somewhere. So as a whole, that was probably the worst. And I remember, it's been a while, but there's one day on opening season or open mini season, on opening day where it was storming really bad and you could not go out in the morning. This was before you. And we waited, and the second it was even remotely clear for us to go out, we went out and we did fantastic because no one could go out.
Yeah.
So it was still like, even though we went out at like noon,
Yeah.
a lot of people still they just didn't even go out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was, it didn't matter because the water didn't clear up. Even on Wednesday, we were in probably 4.5 feet of water, 5 feet of water, and which made it better, right? A little bit better visibility.
Sure.
You're a lot shallower, but it was still windy, and well, at that point, everyone can see those. So if someone went there in the big, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too that it's the murkiness. Because like it wasn't really, I mean, you've had murkiness before, like a little murky, you know, some years it's really clear, some years it's a little murky, but this level of murkiness, like we kind of were wondering if maybe it had something to do with the record heat that we're experiencing. Like the water's very warm.
There's probably a lot of things that
corals are bleaching, and I think it's an El Nino year. There's probably a lot of things that go into it, but overall you still did decent.
Did okay.
And luckily we live in Key West.
Yep.
So there's more lobstering to be done because mini season is just 2 days that happen before the regular season starts. And then regular season starts actually today, which is August 6th. And it goes through March 31st. So we have several months of lobstering. So we'll get some more lobstering in much better conditions. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer when there's a lot of people that come just for mini season.
Oh,
so that's disappointing if you come, you know, you wait all year, you're so excited for it, you come down just for that, and then you can't see your hand in front of your face.
I mean, that dude, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's scary too.
Well, it's scary, because you can't see. You have no like there's no, you can't see anything all around you. Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is, unless you're one of the master divers that can go down and hold your breath for minutes on end, you'd go down there, and the problem is, remember, you can't see the hole from the top of the water.
Right.
So when you dive down, most of the time you weren't on the hole.
Right.
So then you spent a good amount of your breath trying to find the hole.
Yeah.
And if you did find it, at that point you're like, I got to go back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we got to the point to where there was 3 of us in the water, and it's like the second someone started to come up, the next person had to go down.
Right.
And that still wasn't even
like foolproof.
Yeah, because it was still difficult because that person's coming up back at an angle. It was because the current was moving, so it made for a very difficult dive.
Yeah, challenging conditions.
And not fun, right? No one wants to dive in murky water. Not even murky. That's being generous.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So.
Well. There's always next year.
There's worse things than. I mean, like you said, luckily for us, we live in the Florida Keys, to where a lot of people, because like in the Marathon area, Key Colony Beach, you can do weekly rentals.
Yeah.
So a lot of them come down just for mini season. I mean, the amount of boats that are out there is insane.
Yeah.
So you look like you're crying.
No. My eye is watering.
We'll get them next year.
I have like a little like pressure right here. Like I could possibly be getting a migraine. So my eye is watering. So I'm not crying. Anyone who's watching this on video, it's just my left eye.
She's really upset at how murky the water is.
I'm emotional.
But I've had to tell her that, look, we live here, so it's okay. We can dive again another day.
There's always tomorrow.
Yeah. So, but anyways, people that came down for only a week specifically for that, well,
yeah,
it was probably tough sledding. Now that, once again, I was speaking for content. Content Key. I didn't go off of Key West, but I did hear it was clear and people did really well.
Yeah.
Marathon, Gulf side. I mean, I haven't heard any reports from that, but if it's been anything like the past almost 10 years, there's no lobster. So
you can find the hole, but there's no lobster in that hole.
There's a lot of holes.
Yeah.
We got hundreds of numbers. There's just no lobster.
No lobster.
I don't know if that's overfishing from the commercial side or what, but yeah. So here we are.
Yes.
But it's still fun. I mean, you're out on the water.
Of course.
But you'd like to have some good visibility. It's just, let me just tell you, it's no fun diving in a foot of visibility.
Oh my gosh.
And
for any reason.
Shark-infested water.
Oh. I mean, there's sharks here.
There's 100% sharks here.
Yeah, and then we had another ambassador, our Key West ambassador class. So we had one on Wednesday. And we had, we were with the fire department. We went to the fire department, so Key West Fire. And that was the whole class because it was like a field trip. And it was great. Yeah. I was very impressed. We actually have a friend who's a firefighter. So we have a little soft spot in particular for the firefighter folks because we know just what they have to see and deal with. And our firefighter, she's a good firefighter friend of ours, and she's higher up north and up north in Florida. But the stories and everything like that, man, they earn every penny. Oh, absolutely.
And then some. And
I was saying to Greg, because we went there and they had, the fire chief, and then they had like the other sort of like the fire marshal, the EMS emergency chief. I think, was it chief or like director of the EMS operations? Whatever his title was, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I think his name was Keith. I don't know.
It was Gregory.
Was it? Oh, Gregory Hernandez. Okay. I remember the last name.
Actually, one of them was for sure named Gregory.
Oh no, that wasn't the EMS guy. It was there was two brothers.
There's two brothers.
Yeah, one was Gregory.
Marshal,
yeah,
and then the other was. I thought he was the emergency person.
No, he was the director of I think maybe emergency services.
He's director of if the fire department's overwhelmed with calls or whatever.
Right. It's like emergency management.
Yeah.
And then the guy who I was talking about was the one who's in charge of the EMS part, the medical part. Remember, there was the head guy for that too, which is really interesting that we even learned that there's all these different heads of departments underneath sort of the umbrella of the fire department. And it's really crazy to think of one thing they were talking about that I didn't realize was, so for a long time, EMS, the medical services part, was actually a completely private third party. And they recently, I don't know.
2015, I think.
Yeah, brought it in-house. And so they actually run it like it's actually part of the department.
And there's 47 of them.
Yes, 47. And they have a hazmat team. They have
a dive squad.
Yeah, they do trainings firefighting on the water.
They have a fireboat.
Yeah, search and rescue dive.
Yep. Which they may be doing right now. There is a missing diver.
There is a missing diver.
Been missing for a couple of days. So if you watch this and they have not found him yet, just keep an eye. He's out at a wreck. I don't even want to try to pronounce it.
Is it Vandenberg?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And he disappeared. He's been gone for a couple of days. So keep your eyes peeled. And if you're out there, I think they need help with boats and spotters. So go check out the local Facebook groups here in Key West. And you can kind of see and you can see what they're in need of. And if you are able to help them, I would love to be a spotter, but I get seasick. And I'd end up being more of a hindrance than
you just be barfing everywhere.
Yeah. So if you can, by all means, go check out the Facebook groups. You can see where to go, what to do, who to call, all that good stuff.
Yep. So they're probably out. Fire rescue's probably out there, maybe searching potentially.
Coast Guard for sure.
Coast Guard, yes. But just to know that they have all of those different departments and they have a lot of personnel, and they're still hiring, but there's quite a few personnel. They said they get
98 people.
98 people, and they get about 20 calls every day for just medical, which is kind of crazy. So that could be everything from heat exhaustion to someone
heart pain or chest pain.
Yeah, someone fell, just different stuff. So it's a lot. I mean, if you think on average 20 a day, I mean, that's just about a little less than one every hour. And when we were there for 2 hours, and I think 3 calls came in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's, they immediately stop what they're doing, go jump in their vehicles, and they're gone. So it's it's a lot. It's a very, I think, stressful job. And there was something else I was going to say
what I thought
too.
was cool was that they're what was it? ISO or ISO number ISO 1, which is it's ranked out of 1 through 10, and 1 being the best, and they are ISO 1, which I think they're probably very proud of.
They are, yeah,
and less than 1%, of fire stations across the nation.
So there's 45,000
that will get tested or whatever.
Yeah,
and a lot goes into it, so it's response time, staffing, training, all that stuff. But to be ranked number 1 is obviously
not
best.
number 1 in the top 1%. Right, they're ISO 1
ISO
rated.
1 rated, which is sounds like a pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, which I also thought something that was interesting and kind of ties back to what we do is, and I didn't realize this, is that the ranking of, and I don't know what ISO stands for, I should have looked that up, but the ranking of your local fire department's ISO impacts insurance rates. So fire insurance rates, like homeowners, like any of those types of insurance, I guess that's, but that your ISO rating for your fire department impacts what your rates are. And so like having a ISO 1, that makes our local rates as low as possible because we have great response times, we have well-trained personnel, they have great equipment, like all of those things. So I thought that was really interesting, and they are very proud of that. They also have a really cool program where they do, it's like a fire, it sounds like ROTC, but for fire. So it's for high school students who get to go through training, and I think they earn certain certifications, and they've actually...
that they're able to use anywhere.
They are.
It does not have to be just fire.
Right. They can use it for military, police, fire, and they've hired a number of people out of
that program.
Yeah, into the fire department, which I thought was really cool. There was something else too that they said that I was like, that I thought was really interesting, and now I'm blanking on it.
Ordering the fire trucks.
Oh, yeah.
So they have some fire trucks on order, and one of them's taking like 18 months, but they're supposed to, or 2 of them, and they're supposed to be picking them up soon. But another one they wanted to they placed an order or wanted to or whatever, and it's a 3-year waiting.
It took them 11 months to get a quote, and then it's like 36 months to actually get it delivered. So they're just ordering.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So this is what I was going to say is, it just went out of my head again. What was I going to say? It's not even going to be that impressive because I've been like hyping it up. Oh, now I totally forget. What was it? Oh, I remember what it was. So also the fire marshals, they have to investigate every single fire that happens in Key West. There has to be an investigation on every single fire, which I never thought about. That makes sense, but I never thought about that you have to have like an investigator go out and actually look into the fire every time there's a fire. And after Hurricane Ian, there were 6 fires in 24 hours. And so they have 2 or 3 investigators.
Maybe 3.
I can't remember, but either way, it was a very busy 24 hours because they were having to not only fight the fires and all of the chaos with that, but then they were sending out this very limited team to go do 6 investigations in a very short, like 24-hour time span in the midst of hurricane recovery, essentially. So
yeah, there was a really bad fire.
Well, remember there was the one at the Green Pineapple.
No.
We lived right down the street from it.
I'm not denying that it happened. I just don't remember it.
Remember, because the Weather Channel was there. We walked down to the end right after the hurricane passed.
See, I went to Green Parrot.
No, the Green Pineapple.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So there's a fire there. There's a fire over off of Flagler, and then I don't know where the other 4 were.
But
yeah. So, and there's 3 fire departments on the island. So plus the Naval Fire Department. So they all like cover different areas of the island, but then they can also back each other up, which is really nice. So yeah, I mean, it's no mystery that they work really hard, and it's a challenging job in a lot of ways, and we're very appreciative for what they do, and we're very proud that they work as hard as they do and that they have such a great ranking. And I know for me as a resident of Key West, I'm very appreciative of their hard work and knowing how much pride. You could tell they all were like, we're just so blessed to have this job, or like, we're just, like
that was another thing that I said when I was doing our live right afterwards on the next morning. I was like, you can tell that at least the guys that spoke, a lot of them are Conchs. They've been here forever. They're very proud to be in the position they're in and well, just to be in the position they're in, like to be a firefighter, been in for 20 plus years and all that good stuff.
It seems like they really take pride in taking care of the community and like doing a good job and keeping people safe and, you know, keeping visitors safe, keeping locals. You can just tell like they take pride in their job, and it means a lot to them to be representatives, I think. Of
their response time was pretty impressive too, less than 4 minutes.
Yeah. And you could tell, I mean, they had a call, it was like, boom, like before the call was almost even over, you'd see the cars pulling out.
Obviously that makes a little bit of sense, right? We're on a 2x4 island, but still.
Oh, and something else too, they were talking about so Trauma Star is the helicopter that will fly someone who's having like a serious medical emergency from Key West to Miami, typically. And they talked, and I didn't realize this, but they call it the golden hour, where they try their hardest to, if they have someone who is having a medical emergency like that on the island, they try their hardest to have them in Miami within the hour. They said they don't always make that because it's about a 45-minute helicopter ride, but they do their darndest. And that's kind of crazy if you think about it. Like if something happened like right now that they could theoretically, their goal is to have you in Miami in an hour. That's really crazy. There's all sorts of stuff. They were showing us technology. They have this chest compressions.
Oh, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, what's it called? The Lucas? Is that what it's called? Yeah,
Lucas maybe.
It's just it's this like little machine that they take out and they put you on like a backboard and they kind of clamp it onto the backboard and it does perfect chest compressions. And they said it's such a relief because not only does it do a better job than humans do because it keeps perfect rhythm, but it frees one person up from having to do chest compressions to do
something else,
IV, or to do whatever they need to do. And also they said it's, giving chest compressions are very physically taxing. So it's not as if you're on a call and one person can do it forever. You have to keep like rotating. So like to think of how nice it is and how efficient it is, and probably like in terms of like survivability or care.
Yeah, I think they were saying the stats and like what it is, and it was significantly better than if a human was doing it.
Yes. Wasn't it like, I'm going to probably misquote it, but was it like 70% better or something like that? I can't remember. Yeah, really interesting stats. And they, they really do have like very cutting edge, I think, like technology, equipment. Like they're constantly like, getting better. So anyways, yeah.
So there's
very
that.
interesting.
Very interesting. Ambassadors program.
Yep.
That was our class. I don't actually know where we go this Wednesday, but
I don't either.
And I've been working on some merch.
You have been working on some merch.
And I've switched. So we were using Bonfire. I switched it over to Printify. I think that's who I'm using. And so it's a print on demand, and I'm through an Etsy store.
Yes.
So I have an Etsy store. When you order, it will go to Printify, and they'll send it out. And so right now I'm just doing mainly coffee mugs. Like I just like cool Key West coffee mugs. Yeah. I think maybe a little more upscale than your typical coffee mug in my mind. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I'm also going to do hats, and I ordered the hats because I want to make sure they're okay before I just put them on the page. I don't want to put up crappy hats. If I don't like it, I don't want to put it up there. And then I also hired a designer for a t-shirt. Yeah. So
I'm really excited about that because the designs are they're really cool. His work.
Don't know what he's going to do, what it's going to look like, but hopefully it's going to end up looking pretty nice. Yeah. So you can go check that out. I'll put a link, but it's our Etsy store. You could probably just go on Etsy and type in Living in Key West and you'll find us.
And as far as your side, if you ordered something, the workflow is going to feel the same. So
you're not going to, it's actually, I think it's quicker than Bonfire.
Yeah. It'll probably be even a little bit better.
And there's a lot of options too, as far as wear, as far as I mean, I can do underwear, guys. Underwear, flip-flops, bedding, dog stuff. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm going to get that crazy, but if there's something specifically you guys have wanted, or you see a design, you're like, oh, I would love that on a t-shirt. Yeah. Then, or I would love that. I'd love some underwear with that.
Oh my God.
Then let me know and I can toss it on there pretty easily. And,
some Mayor Winnie whitey tighties.
Mayor Winnie coffee mugs out there, but Mayor Winnie whitey tighties for sure. So, yeah. There's lots of options for goodies. But mainly underwear.
Exactly.
Orchid Greg underwear.
Orchid Greg underwear. Oh my God. Yeah.
Funny enough, in college, for a basketball team, it was it was called Team Earl because that's my first name, but it was called Team Earl, and someone had something in their class at UF and ended up making a stencil of my face, and then spray painted it on shirts. So we were called, and actually had some professional shirts made because that was also a part of someone else's class that was part of it. Yeah. But anyways, I mean, I could probably find that if you guys really want that on your underwear.
Team Earl.
Team Earl with my face. But anyways, I digress.
Yeah, so lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Look for lots of underwear in that Etsy store.
Lots of underwear. A lot of Greg's face on underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, the people...
I do what the people want. I can't help it. If that's what people want, who am I to deprive them of that?
Exactly. I mean, you just give the people what they want. And that's all you can do. That's...
People pleaser.
People pleaser. Oh my god. All right. So should we do
House of the Week?
All right. So this place we're only doing one this week. It is in Key West proper. It is 1227 Washington Street in Key West, which is technically in the Midtown West neighborhood. It has only been on the market for 5 days, so it is a new listing. It's listed for $4,840,000. It's quite a sizable home. It's a little over 3,000 square feet. Something that's interesting about this place is it is a 3.5 in the main home, and then there are actually 2 cottages on property too.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and they look like studios. It doesn't say it in the words, but when I was looking through the photos, it looks like they're probably just like studios. They're by the pool. Very cute, but very nice.
Hey, you could rent those out yearly.
Absolutely.
$4,000 a pop.
Yeah.
That'll help. That'll help that payment.
Yeah, so...
I made that number up, guys. Do not hold me to
that. Buyer to verify.
Yeah, buyer to verify that $4,000 a pop.
So,
so my guess is if you're buying a $5 million home, you're not looking to have tenants living in a studio near your pool.
So it's actually on 2 lots, and if you're all familiar with Key West, like landscape architects or designers, Craig Reynolds is a name that you know. He actually did the yard. It's beautiful, and the architect, where's his name? Sorry, William Horn. So the whole house has been redesigned. It's got a chef's kitchen. It's very modern. I mean, it's historic, but they've modernized it a lot. The inside is beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong. There's Dade County pine throughout. Beautiful chef's kitchen. Absolutely. Really not an expense spared in this place. And it's big. There's a lot that they redid, but, I love the outside. I mean, I'm a sucker for the outside on like any of these.
Well, I come back to like, if you're moving to Key West, or you're like, you could turn those 2, like keep one as a studio, but turn the other one into something really cool. Yes. Like, I don't know what, a bar, like the one house that we did some lives at.
Oh, but, that'd be cool.
Like,
or if you're
into the Keys,
what if you're an artist or like a writer? You can have like a studio retreat. Oh, like a
podcast studio.
Yeah, like a recording studio or something.
Yeah. So why don't one of you guys buy that and let us use that one extra little building,
one of your cottages,
as a little studio,
little podcast studio. Yeah, it's truly beautiful. I mean, the pool is gorgeous. The pool
I still haven't even finished my thought, though.
Oh,
if you're moving to Key West, or the Keys, like, to me, I want some beautiful outdoor space.
Absolutely.
I mean, for what your money can buy, of course. But, like, to me, that's a big part, because the beautiful weather year-round.
Absolutely.
Just hotter sometimes than the others.
Yeah, but if you know that, then, in my opinion, you kind of design your outdoor space to accommodate the heat, right? Like, as long as it's shaded, there's something that moves the air, then you're able to spend time outside.
I mean, it's hot right now, but we went 8 and I wasn't warm at all.
Yeah, because it was shaded. There was a little bit of a breeze, so it's definitely manageable. So yeah, this place is really beautiful, really unique. They did a very nice job restoring it. Look at the clawfoot bathtub. Beautiful. Wow. And quite large. as well. So you're not in Old Town technically, but you're darn close. And
darn tootin' close.
Yeah, I mean, it's Key West. It's beautiful. So
let us know if you want it.
On and off street parking.
There better be for $5 million.
Exactly. It also says electric car is negotiable. So
how about you just negotiate it on in there for us?
Well, we can help you with that. If you'd like the electric car, we'll negotiate. We'll try to negotiate it for you. So, yeah. So that's 1227 Washington Street, Key West.
Sweet.
Yeah. House of the week.
Ooh. That was a little quieter than I do mine.
I know. I was just balancing out.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to do what's going on this week?
Yeah.
Okay. So
we got lobster.
Lobster season started today. Yep. So Lance, our friend who we do our paint and sips with, he has a paint and sip.
He'd probably look us in the face and not realize who we are, but
we're friends with him in our mind. I don't know what he would say, but
Lance.
No. So Lance is doing a paint and sip at the 24 North Hotel. That's actually where we did our last one. It's a cute little place. You can get like little nibbles and cocktails.
Yeah, I like that. We've done one at Mango's and we've done one there. I like both of them.
Yeah.
I think this painting is going to be of like a newt or a lizard or something. Yeah,
that's what you said. Yeah. So it's $40. Fun. So $40 gets your first drink, all your art supplies, the instructions, and then they have at the little bar, the Republic Bar, they have like little appetizers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you're here and you're kind of looking for something to do, that's a fun little thing.
Is fun.
To get out and do something maybe you wouldn't do back home, even though I know they offer paint sips everywhere, but not in Key West.
Yeah, it's fun. So that's on the 8th.
So Tuesday.
Yep. And then there's something called Key West Tropical Heat. So it says
sounds hot.
Enjoy 5 days of sizzling happenings in the island city whose openness and respect for diversity have made it a world-renowned gay vacation destination. The festival's events range from all-male theme parties, pool parties, and entertainment showcases at the island's LGBTQ venues.
So I guess I can go, but you can't.
Correct.
Sweet.
Attendees can also enjoy activities ranging from ecotourism to museum exploration.
Oh, cool.
So that's the 9th through the 13th. And then the 10th through the 13th is the 26th annual Key West Lobster Fest. That's right. So it says seafood lovers can chow down on Florida's clawless lobster during a tasty feastival with a savory schedule of events ranging from a traditional lobster boil to special dinners and a lively street fair. The flavorful festivities celebrate the bounty of the Florida Keys lobster season that opens on August 6th, which is actually today as we record this. The free street fair takes place Saturday, August 12th on Duval from noon until 11 p.m., so all day, with live music and over 80 vendors selling fresh Florida lobster plus other food and drink options.
Let's just be honest. How fresh is it when it's been sitting out there from 12? They better be keeping that stuff
on ice,
nice and chilled. That's on you guys, on you lobster people.
Yeah, just go early and
you probably got your best chance.
So if you go to keywestlobsterfest.com, you can see the full calendar of events, and there's quite a bit going on. So
okay,
those are the main. Oh, I also wanted to mention
the sheriffs.
Yes, so next Sunday is the farm at the
They've
jail.
gotten a couple of new little animals in too.
They did.
They got some.
Did they get another skunk?
They got a skunk. I don't know if they got another one. Oh no! Speaking of skunks, hey Perry.
Perry,
I'm gonna. It starts with a C. Like they look like big beavers, but they're not. No. Capybara. Yeah, they got one of those.
So cute.
They just got it.
So also I wanted to mention...
to snuggle it. You hear that, Farmer Genie? I want to snuggle it.
The capybara.
Let me snuggle it.
Well, is that going to be your new favorite from the rhinoceros iguana? Or is the rhinoceros iguana still your favorite?
Well, he or she did not let me really... Although she did come up and sniff me, but she didn't let me snug it.
I don't know if iguanas, are they snuggly?
I don't know. That one's as big as I am.
Swaddle the iguana. It's like a freaking
rhino. It's literally a rhinoceros head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to see it.
Yeah.
If it's super cute, which obviously it is, but like says Greg, come snuggle me, then Maybe that does take number one.
Yeah.
Maybe that skunk does.
Mm.
I saw a photo. It looked like she took the skunk out to some event, and people were petting it. So
yeah, I think skunks could make good pets.
But don't get one, guys.
No. The other thing is on August 9th, there's a concert at the amphitheater, and it's Dirty Heads with Sublime with Rome and Little Strangers. So someone said something about Sublime. So I looked it up because I'm like, what is Sublime with Rome? Like I couldn't figure it out. So Sublime with Rome, evidently the lead singer of the original Sublime passed away in like 1996.
Okay.
So ever since then, they've had like other like people who've kind of filled in singing and performing like the Sublime
That's a
songs.
long time to be just like filling in.
Oh my God, I know. 96. I'm like,
permanent.
Those songs were out before 96. But
okay.
anyways, so the guitarist has a last name of Rome. So that's why it's Sublime with Rome. I'm not sure who all is
It's
now
about
part
time
of the
the
Sublime.
guitarist got some notice.
Yes. So it's Sublime. It's Sublime singing Sublime songs. It's just called Sublime with Rome. So Dirty Heads is a band, Sublime with Rome is a band, and then Little Stranger is a band. And they are all performing at the Coffee Butler Amphitheater.
Free of charge.
On the 9th. No, it's like $64.50 a ticket or something like that. So yeah, but should be, I looked up Dirty Heads. There's some sort of like reggae pop type band or something. So I think if you like Sublime, you probably like this concert would be my guess.
And remember, it is not free of charge. Do not show up and say Greg from living in Key West said that this concert was
$65.
Free of charge. It's $65 a ticket.
Yeah.
Purchase ahead of time.
Yes.
What's this right here?
The Florida Keys, Key West, close to perfect, far from normal.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah. So those are the main things going on this week. I mean, there's always, lots of stuff going on, but those are the main things.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Perry just yawned.
So the biggest yawn.
If you heard that like weird noise, that was Perry yawning.
Yawning and then staring at us.
She wants her dinner, but she's got a little while.
It can't even be 3:30 yet.
It's like almost 4.
Can't even be 4 yet.
It's 3:52.
Told you. All right. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. No, I think maybe they'll signing off by saying if you are in Key West and you can help, like Greg said, with the search for the diver, check it out on Facebook. There's, a lot of chatter about that in the different Facebook groups. They need help with like administrative stuff. They need help with people with
spotters,
boats.
captains.
Yeah, and they said they do have donations that can help cover
gas.
I don't know if they cover it or if they just help offset it.
I think.
Gas. So if you have a boat and you are willing, it sounds like there are some funds to help if gas is the thing that's holding you back. But yeah, they're still searching. I think he's been missing since Thursday. Am I right in saying that? Yeah. So, but he is as I understand it, he was the instructor of this dive group, and it was something really strange. As we've read something, I think they dropped something down a tank or something. Was it a pony tank or something? Is that what it was called? Anyways, a tank accidentally fell over, and so he just dove down to go get it, like to retrieve it, and he never came back up. So, but he has done this dive a lot of times, and he is very as I understand it, a very practiced diver. So they do feel like it's possible he could just be floating somewhere because he's very experienced in the water. So yeah. So if you're in the area and you want to help, yeah, definitely. That'd be an awesome thing to do. Yep. So yeah, that's all for this week, I think.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.